This is Business and Economy Network.
Hello viewers, welcome to another interesting and exciting episode of your program, Business and Economy Network. My name is Ichie Agnes. Still on the ongoing report of the agricultural sector in Nigeria, we have our program lineup for today. For Spotlight, we'll be looking at the MD CEO of Cremion Industries Limited. And for Special Report, we'll also be talking to the MD CEO, Prisco PLC. And for Company in Focus, we'll also be on to the MD CEO, Novum Agric Industries Limited. It promises to be a great watch. Sit back and relax.
Information is very good, they said, but right information is very vital, especially to your business. Why not join us on Business and Economy Network, where you learn more about business information.
Cremion Industry prides itself as a major player of various chemicals for protection of crop ranging from fungicides, pesticides, insecticide, herbicide, and preservatives such as Tandem, Ultraseed, Spike, Express, etc. and has also introduced a sprayer called Summon, which has impacted greatly to the output of crops. Cremion Industry is synonymous to quality. The managing director added that the quality of every brand created must yield best results to farmers.
This is our fungicide. It's a cocoa fungicide used predominantly for control of black pod disease in cocoa. It contains copper 1 oxide, and metalaxyl. The trade name is Tandem, and it's available nationwide. It's used mainly predominantly by cocoa farmers. Of course, it can be used on other crops, like coffee, tea, pineapples, to control, fungal diseases. You can get this all over the country, but predominantly I'll talk to cocoa farmers in the southwest and the south-south. We have distributors, in virtually every market in the southwest. We have it in Lagos. We have it in Idumagu Market. We also have it in Elisha. We have it in Oshogo. We have it in Ondo. We have it in Ore. We have it, of course, in Ibadan here. So these are the predominant places you can get. Our distributors are spread all over. For every shelf you go, you find Tandem. Now this is Ultraseed. Ultraseed, incidentally, is our first pesticide to be introduced into the market. It is glyphosate used for the total control of weeds on the field. It's used by every farmer. The glyphosate is used by every farmer because you use it for land preparation before you even start growing your crops. And it's found in every market, every chemical market in the country. Major places you can get it in Kano, in Kaduna, in Kontagora, of course, in Boko, in Onitsha, in Abakaliki, in Enugu, in Benin, in Lagos, the south, every part of southwest, of course. Okay. Now virtually every first level, second level distributor will have Ultraseed on their shelves, and it's been receiving very, very good reviews as regards its quality. It kills the weeds to the roots, which is the target of every glyphosate. Every genuine glyphosate is targeting the roots, and once it kills the root, the plant dies completely. So it's a total weed killer, and it is super effective, I can guarantee. Then we have Spike. Spike is also a fantastic brand. It's a multi-purpose insecticide used by farmers, in controlling various kind of insect pests on their field. This is a fantastic brand. A lot of people we've been receiving so many commendations, so many. in the country, outside the country, and the use of this. It controls wide range of insect pests, wide range, super effective, and you can find it in every shelf. Every shelf nationwide will have this. And we also have the 100 mil, because while we encourage the little packing is for farmers who probably cannot afford to use the big one. To get the big one, they can actually have access to the small one, which is 100 mil. Then we have Express. Express is a paraquat. It is a contact herbicide. It works very fast. That's the implication. It's used mainly by farmers prior to harvesting their crops. They also use it. A lot of farmers who are impatient in using glyphosate, of course, will prefer to use paraquat. So you can use it in weed killing, but it doesn't kill the roots, but it scorches the weeds. So for places where you have weeds that are not deep rooted, this is very effective because it works very fast. Unlike glyphosate that stays for close to 2 weeks for you to get the best result, this one within 3 days, 4 days, you can start getting results. So it's also very good when you want to harvest, like I said, like yam. You can spray, on the field so that it makes it easier for you to enter your field. Very effective, very effective. Rave review all over the country. Express. Then all my products are favorites, but this is one of my major favorites because the concept of these products, when I traveled to Kano, I saw a lot of grains. Kano is a grain market. If you go to Dawano market in Kano, it's a grain market. And at that moment I thought, look, this kind of market, you need to get, something to help them store these products. This maize, cowpea, soybean and the rest, and groundnuts. So that's what led us to developing these products. It's aluminum phosphide. It's used in storage, and it has been fantastic. Bazooka has received so many rave reviews, especially in the northern part of the country, because that's where most of the grains are produced. And then a lot of people have been asking us, we need more, we need more, we need more, we need more, and then we are still bringing in more. So you can find it in virtually all the markets, but predominantly you'll find it in Kano, in Kaduna, in Sokoto, in Kontagora, in Bauchi, most of the northern markets you find Bazooka. And we also have Choke. Choke is lambda-cyhalothrin. It's a systemic insecticide. It's used to kill most of the sap-sucking insects, most predominantly on vegetables, on cowpea, like on pepper, tomatoes, and most of the vegetable fields. Is super effective. Can also be used to kill sap-sucking insects on rice. So it's very, very effective. And like I pointed out earlier, we take our time to develop these products. We insist on quality. Cremon Industries is synonymous to quality. We don't take it lightly. The quality of our brands must be on the spot. We must be spot on, because one thing is this: we will not bring in products that will not give the farmers the desired results. It doesn't make any sense to me logically. Bring something that will create, a better result for the farmer. So we insist with the suppliers. We take a long time, a thorough process in ensuring that the quality of these brands are guaranteed before we introduce to the market. And like I said, quality is our watchword in Cremon Industries. And just to add to all discussed, I also encourage the government to make business a little bit flexible. I will specifically talk about the regulatory authorities, because NAFDAC is a regulatory authority for our product. Okay, regulatory authority for our products. One thing is the registration process is too lengthy. We have a lot of registrations right now, still in process, but there are some that have been out. What I encourage them, look, you should make the registration process a little bit more flexible. They should do their job. It's good to authenticate quality and rest, but the timeline should be shortened, to make it faster for us to have these products introduced to the market. And last of all, I will also introduce our knapsack sprayer, because we also feel our farmers need to have a sprayer. This is a first sprayer we introduced just last year and has become a hit in the market. Everywhere in the country they ask. We made it relatively cheaper, the quality much better than most of its contemporaries, and that is very, very effective. So a lot of farmers have been requesting for more orders, and then we are in the process of getting more across.
You are watching Business and Economy Network. What a reliable way of getting an incisive, informative information to help you in your business. Stay tuned.
Agriculture is a central focus in the 2016 budget of the Federal Government of Nigeria. The MD of Prisco PLC, an oil palm producing company, also preserved the budget as a budget of change, as most of the allocations are geared towards the support of agriculture, solid minerals, job creation, as well as the federal government intention towards local farmers in terms of training, mechanization, etc.
The 2016 budget, the President and the Federal Executive Council has tagged it as a budget of change. The budget expressly stated that the budgetary allocations for infrastructure and security will be geared towards supporting agriculture, solid minerals, and other job creation activities. The budget also expressly stated the government's intention towards farmers in terms of training them, in terms of providing them the right tools, and also pointing them towards the right techniques. Now, these and other details within the budget clearly indicate the intention of the federal government towards agriculture. On that note, I would say that agriculture is part of the central focus of the budget, because it speaks everything that the budget talks about agriculture, talks about reform, and indeed agriculture needs to be reformed.
Training plays a crucial role in the life of every business or sector. However, the Nigerian government, when conducting training, should focus more on the provision of right equipment and tools, which will in turn gear towards enlarging the agricultural activities of the country. In a case where government is conducting training on the oil palm sector, the government should also be ready to provide commensurate number of hectares to be able to absorb the people trained for that purpose.
Training farmers presupposes that there should be an end point. When you have a trainee, you're training that person for something. If you train someone and there is no take-up point for where the person goes to demonstrate the skills acquired, the knowledge acquired, then that training has not yielded its desired objective. So I think that in doing that, I will expect that the federal government will be looking at, if you say you're training farmers, provide them the right tools, so it means that there is a plan that agricultural activity itself, that there will be activities to enlarge the agricultural activity. For instance, if we say we're training people in the oil palm sector, there is a number of people per hectare, for instance, in terms of efficiency, that you require to maintain a hectare of oil palm in all operations inclusive. So it means that if you say you're going to train n number of people, you're also looking that in future there will be commensurate number of hectares to absorb those people. So what I'm saying essentially is that since the government has identified that and committed that they will train farmers, it does mean that one, it is to train farmers to do better on what they are doing now. first and foremost, because the farming is going on, but it may not be going on in the quality and dimension where output can be increased and optimized. So part of that training will be geared towards that, so that farmers can do things better, so that from the same plot of land, you get more than you have been getting before. Secondly, the second level of that training is to train people who will be available to also engage in increased farming activities. So improvement of existing farming activities and increase in farming activities is what I think the government should target in that training decision.
To get insights, views, and critiques on key players in various sectors of the Nigerian economy, watch Business and Economy Network. Novum Agric prides itself as the #1 in the feed mill sector. This is because from inception, Novum Agric tried to get the best feed mill for poultry farmers. Looking critically into the market, the firm discovered that due to poor quality of feeds in the market, farmers were not getting better and expected performance from their birds. Novum Agric, with the assistance of its consultants in UK and America, did a lot of research and came up with their own farm where they carry out tests on any diet before it gets into the market.
Perspective. Our customer is our lifeblood, right? When I started 6 years ago, 2011 really, we found when we were developing and the business and trying to understand the market requirements, because it's important from a business perspective to understand your market that you're going into, we realized that the farmer was getting a very bad deal from feed companies generally. There was a lot of feed being produced that was of very poor quality, and so therefore the farmer was not getting any performance. If the farmer's not getting performance from his birds, he's not going to make any money. So we came in and thought, we're going to do our best to offer the best performing feed. And so we came in, and I have consultants in the UK, I have consultants in South Africa, that nutritional consultants that have provided us diets. We have local support and advisors as well. And so we came up with the best diets we could. And we do a continuous process of research. So we have our own trial farm. And so when we are developing new diets, we trial it on the farm to understand how it performs against our existing diets. When we want to release a new diet, we test it first before we release it into the market, because we don't want our customers to be the guinea pigs. We need to make sure that diet going into the market is the right diet. But we also test against our competitors. We want to know what their feed is doing. So it's important for us to know, and equally they should know about us, you know. And so it's important in our trial farm, we buy in our competitors' feeds, we test our competitors' feeds, and we understand the performance that our competitors are offering. And ensure that we're still offering a better product. And if we find that our competitors are now offering a better product, well, we must step up our game as well. So we try and strive to be the best. And soon after we started, we were getting reports. I remember one very vividly from a farmer in Lafia, Nasarawa State, calling us up saying, they're really calling us up to appreciate what we're doing, saying this is the first time I've ever made a profit from my poultry farming. So thank you very much. I'm now able to make a profit and grow my business. And it's very heartwarming to hear that sort of feedback from our customers, because it really is, it was what we envisaged. And to now have that realized by feedback, through feedback from our customers was very heartwarming. And it showed that we're doing something right. And so I would like to think we're the best, and I know in certain feeds we are the best, and other feeds we're still working to be the best, but we're always striving to be the best, and that's important.
For every manufacturing company, power is a very serious factor to be considered for successful operation, and so for Novum Agric, which had numerous number of factories, equipment and machineries. To be able to satisfy customers' demand, the firm had a number of generators of different size and capacities, which is aimed at maximizing the different power requirements of the various facilities. Commodity trading is another factor affecting the business, as there is no formal structure of commodity markets.
Let me start with the power generation. Power is obviously, for any manufacturing business, without power you have nothing. So with all our big machines that are running, our pellet mills and our hammer mills, they all require a huge amount of power. And so in providing our own power, a generator is hugely expensive. And you can't just have one generator, you have to have numerous generators, because there's always the risk of one breaking down. And so you always have to make sure that, if you're going to continue to produce, if you're going to satisfy the customer demand, you have to have more generators, so that if one breaks, you can use the other generator. But then you always have different power requirements. So we have a number of factories, our primary obviously being the feed manufacturing. But if we're running, for example, our oil mill, and we're not running our feed mill, then we require less power. If we require our feed mill only, then we maybe require a little bit more power. But if we require both at the same time, we need even more power. So we have a number of generators of different sizes, so that we can maximize, or minimize rather, on our fuel consumption. If we require less power, run the smaller gen. And if we require more power, run the bigger gen. So that we reduce and minimize costs. But it would be to have power, even if it was for 5 hours a day, would be something. It would help us reduce our costs. We use nearly 1,000 liters of diesel a day, through our generators. And this is just for our factory. This doesn't include any diesel that's used on the farm. So it's without maintenance of our generators, without the diesel, without all of that, we don't have a business, because we don't manufacture anything. The other point, commodity trading. There's no formal structure to the commodity market in Nigeria. There's a lot of effort to develop it, but currently there is no formal structure. So you get very low prices at the harvest time, where all the farmers have now grown their crops, they're now bringing their produce to market, they've got school fees to pay, they've got Christmas coming up, they need money. They haven't had money the whole year. Suddenly they've grown their maize, they've grown their soybeans, and they now want to get that to market to get some naira in their pocket. And so there's a dramatic drop in commodity prices. With that drop, everyone rushes now to go and buy produce. And that is when we basically, as a feed company like ours, if we weren't to store any produce, that's when we make the most money. So basically for 3 or 4 months of the year, we make money. For the rest of the year, we lose money. Because after January, February, all the commodity prices start rising, or after December, the commodity prices begin to rise. And they continue to rise through the whole year until the harvest period comes along again. And then the price crashes again. And so when you're just buying on a day-to-day basis, or week-to-week basis, or month-to-month basis, you are exposed to a lot of uncertainty. I cannot tell you next month what margins we'll be making, because we don't know what the commodity prices are going to do. There's no market intelligence, there's no information, there's no structure to the market. So it means that we have to just do our best. But the option is obviously during the harvest period, is to buy and store. If we buy and store, we then have some predictability about our year. We know that we have purchased maize at certain prices, and so therefore we will be able to hold a certain margin through the year. So that's where those are the two key things about enabling us to actually produce feed with power, and enabling us to actually make a profit through commodity pricing and management.
As the saying goes, your success and happiness starts with you. Try as much as possible to do what's best for you at all times, so as to receive your goals and your ambitions. Till we see again, same time, same station next week. God bless.